Hello guys, today I'm gonna do an unboxing video and the review of the laptop Lenovo ThinkPad T14s. Here we have laptop. There is also USB-C docking station in a box. So here we have laptop itself. Just quickly take a look what else is in that box. So setup guide, installation guide. You get some connectors, so you also get the reduction USB-C to display port. There is also some reduction from dedicated port to LAN, and one reduction from HDMI to standard S-Video VGA connector. And see, there's something else. Of course, I guess that will be power source adapter. Yes, of course. So basically, USB-C charging connector with a power adapter that can deliver 65 watts. And the both parts, the cable are all together. I have 2.7 meters, which is quite enough. I'll unwrap the laptop. Here it is. But first of all, I'm gonna take a look at the docking station also, as it is part of the box. So let's have a look. Just quickly another setup guide. Another power adapter dedicated, so this is with like old style. And this power source can deliver up to 90 watts, and the cable length, again both parts together, gives us 2.5 meters approximately. Let's have a look. So there is USB-C cable connecting the docking station with the laptop. It actually has USB-C connectors on both sides, and the length is 1 meter. Look at the docking station. All the plastic. It's nice and small. At the front panel, you've got one USB-C with support of 10 gigabits and 5 watts or 3 amperes output. One USB A 3.1 generation 2, so of course gives us 10 gigabits per second speed, and the combined stereo mic port, 3.5mm jack. At the top you get on-off button, so actually if you have your laptop somewhere on the side and on the docking station on the table, you can actually easily turn it on off with this button, so you don't need to reach to your laptop, which is great. Kensington lock on one side, and the most important part, the back side. Here we have a USB-C connector for connecting the docking station to the computer, power source connector 2 times, display port version 1.4, one HDMI version 2, another 2 USB A in the version 3.1 generation 2, so the same as at the front, 10 gigabits, and on the bottom one there is a power delivery, so even if the machine is turned off, this whole port is still delivering the power, so you can connect necessary stuff to that or charge a mobile phone with it even if the laptop is off. So we've got another 1 gigabit LAN port and another 2 USB 2 ports, so good for mouse or keyboard. But as this docking station can be bought separately, not just as a bundle with the laptop, I got more about it in a separate video, so check on my channel. And here is the most important part, laptop itself. So it's really very lightweight, 1.3 kilograms, so thin, it's even thinner than my finger. And let's have a look at the connectivity. So on the left side you can find 2 USB-C ports. One is primarily for the charging or docking station and charging through it. You got another one with support of Thunderbolt 3. Here is dedicated port for the extension for Ethernet, which I showed you earlier, and can be connected like this or no. Already Ethernet port. Good. We got USB 3.1 generation 1, HDMI only in version 1.4, combined port for microphone and headphones, 3.5mm jack ordinary. There is the front side, right side. You've got a smart card reader here, the USB 3.1 generation 1 with always on function. So again, if you need to use some device that requires power all the time, even when the laptop is off, you can use this one. Kensington lock, and here at the back you can find the small bay for the microSD or SIM card. It can be opened with the ordinary pin for mobile phones and things like this, so just combo small bay. The bottom side, just a small area for vents, nothing interesting here. Top side, and let's open it and have a look. So it offers us a nice low profile keyboard with no numeric block. We got ordinary touchpad with left right click buttons down here, but also buttons here that works best with the track point, which is here. Also we've got fingerprint reader sensor here. Up here we've got HD, so 720 pixels resolution infrared camera, which means it can be used for the sign in to the laptop or secure sign in. You get small shutter, which is perfect, and stereo microphones. Another thing, as you can see, the keys are sticking out of the chassis, which means keyboard as a hardware part is between top chassis and the motherboard, so changing it might be a little bit more complicated. Function keys are taken over by control keys, as on all the new laptops, but it can be changed in the BIOS, so they will function primarily as FM keys. So we've got volume buttons here, brightness, monitor, Wi-Fi, and call control keys. I should also mention this keyboard is spill resistant, not water resistant, just spill resistant, and it's also a backlit keyboard. Right, and I make a large scene so you can see the keyboard. It actually has 2 options of brightness, so on the half and on the maximum. can be changed or turned on off by pressing the FN key and the space bar. So, and this is how it looks after the first start. You got nice 14-inch display, quite nice colors. There's also touchscreen display available, or 4K version also available. This one's it's just full HD. Let's have a look. The pre-install stuff. So I'm looking for any bloatware, and I don't see anything, which is really great. Again, another lovely laptop that doesn't come with a lot of bloatware, and of course it is Windows 10 Pro pre-installed here. So a little bit about the specifications. As with the laptops, many models or specifications are available. What I've got here exactly is the model with processor i5-10310U, which is 10th generation i5 with 4 cores, 8 threads, 1.7 GHz per core, up to 4.4 GHz boost frequency, but also there are options up to i7 10th generation of 6 core processors. Also AMD Ryzen processors are available. For the memory or RAM, what I've got here is 16 GB of DDR4. You can opt for the 32 GB, which is maximum for this laptop. The speeds are 2666 MHz. The disk drives, M2 SSDs NVMe up to 2 TB are available. What I've got here exactly is 512 GB. And here I've got real-time results of the disk drive performance test, which is quite good, because on the sequential 1 megabit 8 queues, 1 thread, you got 3400 megabytes per second read and 2700 megabytes per second write, which are really great numbers. Only Intel UHD graphic integrated on the processor are available, so no dedicated graphic cards are possible to have here. And the displays I mentioned earlier, but all the options of display are IPS, and starting at full HD 250 nits up to 4K with HDR and Dolby Vision that has 500 nits, which is pretty much great. This is just full HD. The wireless connectivity, you've got Wi-Fi AX or Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.1, and also optional wide area network, LTE and NFC. Let's have a look at the viewing angles. Viewing angles are not bad. It's quite nice for this display. It's IPS anyway. About the speakers, listen for yourself. Sound quality is really nice because the laptop is using Dolby Audio technology. It is loud enough, or at least if you consider that this is a business laptop and it is focused on the travelers. So, I mean, it's good, but it might be a bit better if the Lenovo wouldn't do this. As you can see, speakers are here. They're really small, and those speakers are actually facing downward just under the laptop. So I think that's a small flaw, but I guess it doesn't make really big difference, but definitely it makes some difference. Now I'm running the burn-in test. So on the maximum performance, the laptop gives us 2.2 gigahertz per core. I've reached a maximum of 2.7 gigahertz. It just didn't go to the 4.4 gigahertz. It should be the maximum clock for this processor. The temperatures are just around 70 degrees Celsius, which means this laptop is really holding the temperatures on the lower level. The fan is also very, very quiet, I would say. Even if the laptop is in a peak performance now, I can actually barely hear it, which is really great, I mean, for this laptop. And the temperatures around the keyboard, palm rest area is cold, touchpad is absolutely cold, and the keyboard, you can feel actually it's a little bit hotter up here, but actually you don't like work here so often. So the normal keys don't feel higher temperatures, so that's great. About the battery, this laptop has 55 watt-hour battery, while Mobile Mark 2018 battery benchmark test says this laptop should last up to 14.3 hours on battery. My real life experience was that while I was just browsing internet with some YouTube music in the background, brightness on 90%, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth turned on, and some not very demanding tasks, I've got just over 12 hours. Now let's take a look inside. Well, I think I don't even need that. Oh, it can be opened easily. So let's have a look. We got a huge battery here. So one slot for the M.2 SSD. We've got also Wi-Fi card is soldered to the motherboard, so there's no possible expansion later. Wide area networking card could go here if you opt for this option. And very important thing, and quite disappointing, I'll let you guess. If you have a look, there is no slot for the RAM. So RAM is actually soldered to the motherboard, and it's not changeable, not upgradable. So if you decide to buy this laptop, really think about the RAM size or RAM capacity you like to have before buying this laptop. And that is last thing. Guys, thank you for watching my video, and see you next time.